This is Pat Freeman here on the network again. I'm here with my good friend Chris Stevenson. How you doing, Chris?
What's going on, Pat?
We're back here on the network. Some major news going on around the world. A catastrophic event in the what they call the circle of terror for earthquakes, and it hit Japan. The film seeing the amount of boats and land and buildings being destroyed. The body count as of the time of this filming is up to over 1,000 people lost. This is a scary event, isn't it?
It is. It is. Here's the funny thing. It didn't take place. This was an offshore earthquake, but it directly affected Japan.
Right.
Like you said, it was catastrophic. The United States is sending troops and supplies over there right now as we speak. And my heart goes out to the Japanese. I mean, this is their most devastating event since the end of World War II, really.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So these are very strong people. They have lifted themselves up from catastrophe before. I have no doubt they'll do it again, but at the same time, you're sorry to see this happen.
Yeah, this was an offshore earthquake, 8.8 on the Richter scale. That is high, yes. And it was done. It was 8. An offshore 8.9.
8.9.
And this is an offshore event. It happened. Basically, it's a ocean type event. Am I correct?
That's right.
So it caused the tsunamis, which have affected even the west coast of this country.
Yeah. I think that's the Pacific Ocean that is near, or
yes.
whatever. And those fault lines, tectonic plates or whatever you call it, they're deep underneath the ocean. This earthquake was bound to happen sooner or later, and it's kind of scary. I'm quite sure anybody living even in a fault line, especially even in cities like Buffalo, Howard,
Buffalo's on a fault line.
Yeah, so in the back of your minds, you have to be a little afraid of anybody living under such circumstances. And because the result was this tsunami, okay, that's almost as bad as living. You have being near a volcano.
Yeah.
Okay. Too many things could happen, and it's just a recipe for destruction.
Japan is an industrialized nation, one of the top industrialized nations in the world.
They were kicking our butts for a long time.
Yeah. How much damage? How is this going to affect the Japanese economy, which was really overtaking General Motors and car production?
Yeah.
Seeing the amount of damage from yesterday is a scary thing for that amount of people to be affected by a catastrophic event of this nature. Is scary. This affected Honolulu, Hawaii also. The west coast of the United States, Guam, the Pacific. Given this, with what's going on around the world, you have an environmental disaster, and we have political uprisings that are occurring in the Middle East, which are going to change the face of how the world's political views are being held. What are your thoughts on what's going on in the Middle East, Chris?
The Middle East, in particular, this really, people say the Middle East, okay? If you want to call Northern Africa the Middle East.
Northern Africa.
Okay? But that's just a situation where the people of Libya have taken note of what's going on in Egypt, okay? And they say, they got rid of their dictator, we can get rid of ours. And, Gaddafi is going out kicking and screaming. The most notable thing I see about it, though, is the United States. They're kind of standoffish about it. All Obama did was declare it a no-fly zone. All right, but as General Colin Powell said, it's what's going on the ground.
There's no-fly zone yet.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's no
military
no-fly zone. Right. Military. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But it's what's going on the ground, and they need some intervention.
You think the United States military should intervene?
I think the United States military should go in there and escort Gaddafi out of the country.
Isn't that interfering in the Libyan government, which we're probably interfering from the inside anyway?
It would save lives.
It would save lives.
That's the number one thing.
But would it cost us, cost the United States lives?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Once you get rid of their government, who's going to do anything? Who can do anything to the United States?
Aren't you overstretching the United States military?
Okay, yeah, that point has been risen. We still got troops in Afghanistan and troops in Iraq. That's true. We don't need a whole lot of...
Are you the world's policeman now? Every time there's an uprising, you need to stick your nose in everybody's business?
The United States has been the world's policeman for years.
Are we the world's policeman?
And what Obama is saying is we're not in a position to be the world's policeman.
You're not.
Okay? The United States is not in a position to be the world's policeman because, and strictly from a moral standpoint.
Now, those of you that are viewing this, we need your thoughts. Chris feels that we should go in, when I say we, the United States of America, should intervene in Libya to save lives.
Yes.
Freeman feels the United States of America should mind its own business.
We should, in many ways, but in this we should make an exception.
Why?
We're needed.
Why are you needed? When the United States is needed, were they needed in Iraq? Now it's a satellite of the United States.
We weren't needed in Iraq.
Were you needed in Afghanistan?
No.
Now you're needed?
We were needed in Saudi Arabia.
Are you needed in Libya? Saudi Arabia is about to have the same thing. This is one of your allies.
Okay.
The difference is Gaddafi is a dictator.
Yeah.
And you don't support him because he bucked you. And he's done some other criminal activity, like the bombing of the Lockerbie plane that was bombed. He was linked to that. So you don't support Gaddafi. He's on your bad list. But Saudi Arabia is a known long-time dictatorship of the same nature.
That's true.
And it's one of your arch supporters. You support them. You bankroll them. You help them stay in power, and they've supported you on most of your military maneuvers around Northern Africa.
I don't agree with supporting Saudi Arabia either.
And you also, it's your fault what's going on in Iran. You
My fault?
Yes, your fault, because you supported the Shah of Iran. No, I'm saying that's a different subject altogether. The United States of America supported the dictatorial regime of the Shah of Iran, and they also supported the dictatorial regime of Saddam Hussein as long as he was doing your bidding.
Yes, that's right. That's very true.
So
what happened? What happened?
States of America
Saddam was threatening to affect the U.S. dollar.
Saddam Saddam, as long as he did your bidding, was fine.
Was fine. That's right. Until he threatened to, and a lot of people don't know this, until he threatened to convert to the euro, which he had done. Okay, that's when it had nothing to do with what Bush was talking about. Well, he tried to tie them in with 9/11 and all that. No, he had nothing to do with that. They needed a reason. It had nothing to do with Bush wanting to go after him because of what happened to because he threatened his father.
What you're saying is Saddam Hussein, because he threatened to convert to the euro and eradicate the Saddam Hussein regime-backed Iraqi dinar, which has now been reintroduced under the United States of America, the CPA group that is in charge of Iraq for the United States of America. The Iraqi dinar has been reintroduced, and chances are will be revalued soon on a not too near distant future.
Yes, that's right. That's the whole reason. That's the sole reason behind that. What happened back in 2003.
Are you an investor in the Iraqi dinars?
No.
Have you bought 1 million Iraqi dinars?
No.
Why not? You're a supporter of.
I can't buy $1 billion United States dollars. Okay.
I don't know.
I can't invest in food stamps right now.
This is a very serious subject that you're talking about, putting the United States military at risk for the liberation of Libya. You think that is a strategically another good move for the United States of America?
At risk. The troops we can send over there will barely be felt.
How do you figure? They were supposed to be barely felt in Iraq. They were barely felt in Afghanistan. You've lost over 5,000 troops.
No.
That's not including private security personnel.
You only need one platoon for MoMA. That's it.
How do you figure that? They've got
you simply drive a tank up to his doorstep and say, Mr. Gaddafi, it's time for you to leave.
So you're saying,
plain and simple.
Isn't the problem the world? One of the world's biggest problems is the United States putting their foreign policy that could hurt a movement towards free elections and freedom of speech by putting the United States involved in this.
No, we don't get involved. We just move. We remove him.
Once your military is involved, it will look like the United States is making a imperialistic move in Northern Africa.
Maybe so, but it'll be better than what
because you're supporting.
It'll be better than what they had.
You're supporting the elimination of Gaddafi, but you will not support the elimination of the dictatorial regime of Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia is in your back pocket.
Well, we don't need Saudi Arabia either. We need to start using our own oil. We got oil reserves right here in the United States.
You're not using your own oil.
We need to reopen places like Ashland Oil and other oil companies around in various cities around the country.
You're not using their oil. You're buying oil from northern African countries, and you're supporting dictators that support your foreign policy. That's the problem. If the Muammar Gaddafi would have been your friend as long as you supported his stuff. But he bucked you, he broke the law, and now he's become a world criminal and a dictator, and now you're going to pounce him.
Truth be told, we should have captured Gaddafi back during the Reagan years.
What about the Egyptian president? What about him? So-called president. A president for 30 years. You supported him because he had a compact with your ally Israel, and he honored that compact, and he supported you in the Persian Gulf War. He supported you in your other military maneuvers, and as long as he did that, you were not going to do anything about his dictatorial regime in Egypt until it went to the United States' benefit to make a statement.
But he was trickier than Gaddafi.
What was trickier? He's just as bad. Egypt, I've been to Egypt. People living in roads.
Yes, but he always says, I'm not a dictator. I was voted in, which he wasn't.
Illegally voted in.
Illegally voted in.
If I had one vote, I was in charge of it, I'd be elected too.
That's it. That's the whole thing. So what's going on with him? Mubarak, the people rose and they made the decision themselves. And that's a possibility that could happen.
The United States of America did not make a move until it was apparent that this was a for real movement. Our buddy's going to be out. We gotta move against him. Let him know. Don't take it personal. It's business. We gotta move with where this is going.
Yeah. So that teaches us a lesson.
So you should do the same thing for Gaddafi.
Yes.
What about Saudi Arabia coming up? They're protesting there. Well, Saudi Arabia is already going to send armed guards against their protesters and military defend their longtime monarchy there. What are you going to do?
World revolution.
Are you going to send troops there?
No.
No, you're not. No. You're not because you're a supporter of dictatorships that support United States foreign policy.
Yeah, you're right. Those conditions exist, but that's not my decision. I say if it becomes push to shove, send troops in there. That's what's going on in Libya right now. In Egypt, the people rather did it themselves.
Yeah, but the people can't do it in a regime that is going to put planes on you. It's going to be a humanitarian, like you said, you can dress it up as a humanitarian effort, but in all, you're interfering in the business of a sovereign country.
The United States has been doing that since the inception.
Well, that doesn't make it right.
Oh, no, it's not right. It's not right. And from a moral standpoint, the United States doesn't qualify to do that. But the United States is powerful enough to do it, so why not?
Every time you send your military in, you're acting as an imperialist power.
Truth be told, we should have done that.
Stay out of the business of the rest of the world.
Truth be told, and I tell you truth be told, the same thing should have been done in Central Africa.
Truth be told, they should stay out of the business. You're the one that messed Central Africa up anyway.
Yes.
So if you'd have stayed out of their business and allowed Central Africa to reap its own benefits of its own mineral resources, its own oil resources, it has all the gold, the diamonds in the world, and if you stay out of their business and let them reap the benefits of their own rare minerals and their marketplace the way it should be, it wouldn't be a problem in Central
But
Africa.
the stage for that was set during colonialism.
And Great Britain and the rest of the colonial imperialist powers, you need to stay out of the business of the rest of the countries of the world.
Except for Libya.
Libya is still a sovereign country. If they want
what do you mean? Wait, what is this word sovereign?
Sovereign, that means they're in charge of themselves.
No, sovereign means sucky,
if they want revolution, let them make that choice. You stay out of their business.
Any sovereign nation has the right to protect their own people.
But you're putting American troops in harm's way for imperialist reasons.
That's why they signed up.
That's not why
they signed up.
Most people that sign up for the military sign up because they do not have the alternatives that are offered to them. Some people go in there,
but the military gives you a letter
but most people that go in there are poor.
Yeah,
and they have no other alternatives.
But the military later on sends you a letter and says, "Okay, we will feed you, we will pay you, but you know you might die, right?" And they still sign under the dotted line.
You've lost 5,000 of your finest troops fighting illegal wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, when the United States military should not be put at risk unless it is absolutely necessary.
Oh, yeah.
Those two wars should not have been fought.
I admit Iraq was unnecessary. Completely. Afghanistan, maybe. Only if we're going to, only if you get Bin Laden, who was supposedly
he wasn't
hiding
in there.
out in the Tora Bora Mountains or whatever the case may be.
Whatever.
Okay.
You can find everybody in the world but Osama bin Laden. The reason you can't find Osama bin Laden is because he is a partner with the Bush family and their Busto oil.
Yes. They found, truth be told, they found him the first week they were
they found him.
They found him, and the United States told them to stand down. They told those special black ops people to stand down. Don't kill him. So the stage was set. That was nothing but a big show that costed lives. That's all it was.
This is the problem. All seriousness aside, if you continue to use your military as the voice of freedom, you're only masquerading imperialist activity. You need to stay out of the business of the rest of the world. You need to re-invoke the Monroe Doctrine. And the Monroe Doctrine states as such that no foreign territory will be allowed to interfere into the political realm of the Western Hemisphere. As long as they're not coming and breaking the Monroe Doctrine, you have no business getting in other countries' business around the world. You're using the fact that you need the world's oil to use your military to go certain places. You're using the so-called threat of terrorism.
I'm not a fan of using world oil.
You're not even having the threat of terrorism played out. Now we're talking about freedom for everybody. This is the way to go around putting your military everywhere. That's garbage.
No, it's the people making that decision.
If it's freedom, let them make the decision.
If the people took a stand.
Well, let them
Therefore,
make the decision.
that makes us. It's just like back in the days of civil rights when guys like Johnson and even before then, I'm trying to get not Eisenhower, but the one before him.
But you're spending trillions of dollars.
They told black leaders, if you want me to do these things, make me do them. And they went out there and made them do them.
This is not civil rights.
It's the same type of
deal.
This
is using your
military people of these countries
as a strong arm around the world.
Are making us do
this. To take care of the poor and people of this country who are having more problems than people around the world of this country that are paying taxes in this country. You're paying $4 a gallon for gas right now. Why? Because America is using its usable income to police the world. You need to police yourself. That's what you need to do. Police yourself.
The United States is powerful enough to do both.
The United States is not powerful enough to do both. They're interfering in the business of other countries, and they need to start interfering in their own business. You've got kids out here killing themselves in the street, and you're doing nothing. You've got money being cut from school budgets that Cuomo is trying to give you a streamline, one book for every subject for the state of New York, while America is spending billions of dollars around the world. That's not right.
So what do you think? What do you say? We shouldn't send supplies over to Libya?
No! Send supplies into the black community.
Those people
and
are
the
about,
Latino community.
they are about to go under siege.
The poor white communities in this country.
The poor Libyans are about to be under siege.
What about the poor people of this country right now? You got kids. We are burying kids every day because of the lack of opportunity and the lack of proper education.
You're right. I can't disagree with that. You're exactly right.
So stay out of Libya and take care of yourself.
No,
you got 300 million people here that you're arguing over health care. You got people, you got another 16 million that aren't covered.
The people of Libya need us.
The people of Libya need you to take care of yourself first.
No. They did their part. We have to follow up.
We're going to finish this up next week. This is going to be a good argument, but we want to hear from you. Where can they email Chris? Where can they email you?
PointBlankDTA@yahoo.com. And also my new URL for my website, the Buffalo Bullet, thebuffalobullet.com.
You can reach me at Freemaj, FREEMAJJ at AOL.com, and let us know who are you siding with. Freeman says, mind your own business. Mr. General Chris Stevenson wants to send the military everywhere. So let me know, who do you support. We'll see you next week right here on the network. Thanks a lot, Chris.
Thank you.